Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about TV shows that were so bad they were canceled after the very first episode. The first show is Public Morals. In 1996, CBS was creating a 30-minute sitcom about a group of mismatched detectives in New York City's Vice Squad. The show was produced by Steven Bochco, who had also produced the successful show NYPD Blue. In fact, the character John Irvin had been imported into Public Morals from NYPD Blue. The show was set to air its first episode on Wednesday, October 30th, 1996 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time after the sitcom Almost Perfect. The Public Morals episode was called The Blue Cover. 13 episodes in total were produced and planned to be released in Season 1, but after the very first episode aired, the reception was not good at all. Something said about the show was that it was a little bit dark for a CBS comedy. The characters were one-dimensional, and some of the humor involved racial stereotypes. In addition to that, the upcoming episodes had language that many CBS affiliates felt was too vulgar. The ratings were also low, and after the very first episode, CBS decided to pull the plug on it. The following Wednesday night, during the 9:30 p.m. time slot, CBS was playing a repeat of Sleepless in Seattle. The 12 remaining episodes went unaired. John Irvin, one of the characters on the show, went back to the successful show NYPD Blue. Today, some of the episodes can be found online. In early 1997, Fox decided to try out a new show about a Miami private eye. The show would be called Lawless, after the main character in the show, John Lawless, who rides a motorcycle. Former NFL linebacker and actor Brian Bosworth would play John Lawless and star in the series. After 6 episodes were produced, Fox aired the first one on March 22, 1997. The show aired at 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday night. Early in the year, TV channels have been known to have that as a tryout period. In the first episode of the show of Lawless, a woman in the Witness Protection Program asks for help when her cover is blown. A crime lord is after her, and it's up to Lawless and his best friend Reggie to help. After the episode aired, though, the ratings were extremely poor. Nobody seemed to like it. In fact, it was so bad that Fox decided not to air any of the remaining 5 episodes that they had. The Fox Entertainment Group president, Peter Roth, said, quote, "Lawless did not meet our expectations, creatively or from a ratings perspective." And so that basically ended the experiment with Lawless. Fox had been excited about the show, but the exceptions never seemed like they were all that high. Most people have heard of the successful ABC show, America's Funniest Home Videos. But in the year 2000, ABC had an idea to try a similar show. The show was called Dot Comedy. It would be hosted by Annabelle Gurwitch, the Sklar brothers, and Katie Puckrick. There was a British show of the same name, which it was adapted from. In the show Dot Comedy, the idea was to watch funny things on the internet, and then the host and audience would react to them. It could be videos, photos, or other content. Some of the creators would be interviewed as well, and viewers could submit things. The show was 30 minutes long, and the first episode aired on Friday, December 8th of 2000. Friday nights had been comedy night for ABC, and Dot Comedy would be replacing a sitcom called The Trouble with Normal. The Trouble with Normal was a new show which had underperformed and was canceled after just 5 episodes. With Dot Comedy, ABC was hoping to improve that time slot. Unfortunately, Dot Comedy did even worse. The first episode was viewed by 4.1 million people and had horrible reviews as well as ratings. ABC decided to cancel the show right then and there, and the other 4 episodes produced were unaired. In the following weeks, ABC would show a repeat of the 8 o'clock comedy, 2 Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. The show Dot Comedy was on before social media and before YouTube was around. Finding funny things on the internet is fun for people, but the way the show was just didn't work. In 2002, the cable channel Animal Planet did something a little bit different and produced a sitcom. Traditionally, Animal Planet has many documentary and educational shows about animals. The sitcom was called Beware of Dog, and it was about a bearded collie named Jack. The show first aired on August 13th, 2002, and was 30 minutes long. Technically, there were actually 2 episodes that were aired because they were aired back-to-back on the same night. In the first episode, Jack pretends to be injured in a grocery store parking lot to get Jessica to take him to the family house. The family then decides to take care of Jack until he heals. But Jack ends up disrupting a family argument and also saves Mark from a neighborhood gang. This allows him to stay living with them. In the second episode, which aired right after the first one, Jack gets kicked out of the house after ruining Bill's vacation plans. But Bill later has a change of heart, and the family searches for Jack to bring him home. After both of these episodes were aired, one right after the other, the show got mostly negative reviews. They were so bad that Animal Planet decided not to air any more of them, and the show ended right after the very first night. In 2006, ABC tried a comedy series that did not work at all. The show was a romantic comedy called Emily's Reasons Why Not. It would have a runtime of 30 minutes and would be on the Monday night block, which would start in January following the NFL regular season. Heather Graham was the star of the show as main character Emily Sanders. The show had high expectations, and leading up to the release, it was heavily promoted by ABC as well as Sony. The main idea of the show is that Emily Sanders has a successful career in publishing and a nice friend group. She develops rules for her relationships, and the show is going to be mainly about her dating life. When the first episode finally aired on January 9th of 2006, it was a massive failure. About 6.2 million people watched the first episode, and a majority of them did not like it. It was so bad that production of the show was stopped, and the 5 episodes they had already completed were not aired. Most people found the show to be a not nearly as good version of Sex and the City. It was reported that ABC had committed to the show before even reading a script. The remaining episodes did end up being aired in several other countries around the world, such as Spain, Japan, Croatia, and Austria. In August of 2007, Fox brought a new show, which was a comedy/reality hybrid. The show was called Anchorwoman and was about a former model, Lauren Jones, who aspires to become an anchorwoman in a southern Texas town. The funny idea of the show was that Jones did not have the skills or training to be an anchorwoman. Back-to-back 30-minute episodes were aired at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, August 22, 2007. It got just 2.72 million estimated viewers and just a 1.0 rating in the age 18 to 49 category. Most people did not like the show at all and didn't find it funny or entertaining. Some said the idea of the show may have worked better if it was completely scripted, but the fact that it was part reality did not offer the same kind of organized entertainment. After such poor ratings, Fox pulled the show and 6 episodes went unaired. The show Quarter Life first started as a web series in 2007. There were 36 episodes, each 8 minutes long, uploaded to MySpace, the Quarter Life website, as well as YouTube. The series was developed by Quarter Life Incorporated and was a comedy drama series. It was created and produced by Marshall Herskovitz. After the series had success online, NBC announced in November of 2007 that they had acquired the rights to the show. Their plans were to air the show on broadcast television in early 2008. The show was about a group of artists, one of which keeps a video blog about them. On Tuesday, February 26, 2008, the show was aired at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC, following The Biggest Loser. The show was an hour long and received only 3.1 million views. This was the lowest in-season rating of a show in that time slot for NBC in over 17 years. Because of this, NBC decided to cancel it after that one episode. The remaining 5 episodes were all aired on Bravo on March 9th, all right after each other. Overall, people just didn't seem interested in the show, and NBC viewed it as a failure. Later that year, in 2008, CBS had a flop of their own. It was called Secret Talents of the Stars. The idea of the show was to have celebrities competing against each other in a tournament-like format. They would perform talents such as singing or dancing or acrobatics, but the talents they performed on the show had to be different from their career. So for example, a famous singer could not go onto the show and sing. The show had a panel of judges, Debbie Reynolds, Gavin McKnight, and Gavin Polone, but the viewers at home would vote for who would win. The tournament was supposed to air every week for 7 weeks, with the finale being broadcast live. On April 8, 2008, the first episode was aired on CBS. The episode received about 4.61 million viewers and had a very low rating. In the episode, Sasha Cohen, Clint Black, Maya, and George Takei were the celebrities performing. Sasha Cohen and Clint Black were voted to move on. However, there would not be another episode. Due to the extremely poor ratings, the very next day, CBS chose to cancel the show entirely. In 2010, A&E had a new reality series they wanted to try out called The Hasselhoffs. The show was about David Hasselhoff and his daughters, Taylor Ann and Haley. In the show, Hasselhoff was trying to revive his career and help his daughters in their careers as well. The series aired on December 5th, 2010, with the first 2 episodes being broadcast on the same night. Unfortunately, nobody watched. The first episode was seen by only 718,000 people, and when the second episode came on, it dropped even lower to 505,000. The reviews from the few people that had seen the show were not very good at all either. Because of this, A&E canceled the series. The other 8 completed half-hour episodes were aired in the UK on the Biography channel on May 30th, 2011. In 2014, a reality show was produced by Mark Wahlberg for A&E. The show was called Breaking Boston and was about 4 working-class women who were trying to better their lives. The show was said to have been inspired by characters in Wahlberg's hit movie, The Fighter. A&E also had already ran Wahlberg's own reality series called Wahlburgers, about he and his family's busy lives and their burger restaurant. On March 13th, 2014, the first episode aired. The episode had extremely low views. Only 311,000 people were estimated to have watched it. Even though it was on cable, that's still really bad. Because of this, the remaining episodes were published online, as well as on Hulu. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.